is that element to it, but I think right now Vitality's not concerned about that. I think they got to be more concerned about their own individual gameplay, because I mean, Matthew is spot on. This is not, does not look like the Vitality that is the best team in the world. And they've got a big task against them here. Ence, meanwhile, on the other side, we saw Glaive's tweet. Their kind of Cinderella run back at Katowice was super impressive, but Glaive even kind of admitting we don't have that, we're not hitting that same level at the moment. We're struggling to find that same peak that we had just last week.
Yeah, well, Glaive is out of the round already, just like that. Kylar following up into the B play. Mezzi taking out on the B bomb site. Big talking point coming into this matchup is how is Mezzi going to play? That was a problem the last time we seen Vertigo come out 17 days ago with Ence versus Vitality. Bomb is down, time is ticking, and Vitality still have 4 players up, but they need some kills quickly, and it's ZywOo to deliver them. 3 headshots makes it look way too easy until Kylar steps up and pulls those back, but there's just too many Vitality players to withstand, and the retake is there because of ZywOo.
Yeah, that's a disgusting triple kill from ZywOo, and I even like the pressure that Ence is putting on. Maybe just kind of got a little over-eager with it, with a little too many peaks, but ZywOo still has to hit some stellar headshots, and that is the power of ZywOo, is the way he can just take those rounds right away from you.
Yeah, ZywOo is still the top-rated player at this event, had an amazing opening to the tournament. Vitality obviously beat Gamer Legion 13-2, Heroic were beaten 13-3, and ZywOo racked up huge scorelines over that. But in the game that mattered the most, to get them through the Major 3-0, they lost to Cloud9, and ZywOo had a...
Well, I mean, look, that day 1 rating is going to be hard to match day after day at the RMR, so Dip's still a very good day. I think the bigger thing is the one that doesn't show up on the stats sheet, which is that he was straight up out-opt by Boomich across that series. Right?
Yeah.
Like
Boomich has more kills across the board in the best of 3.
That's kind of the weird one, although ZywOo, as we know, very, very hybrid player and leaning more towards the rifle, but Matthew nailed it again on the desk as well. At some point, you have to have influence with the AWP.
Yeah, well, Hades, he's got influence with the scout, at least some damage being dealt, but it's lined up. Flames comes in with a double. Apex and ZywOo clean up the rest, and Ence are a team that like to throw a little force buy into the mix. They like to go for a second round force on CT side and T side, but it doesn't work out for them this time around.
No, had a solid buy, but a good piece of aggression and good teamwork, and Ence didn't really see it coming. They spring and they kind of peek from multiple angles, but so many bodies for Vitality. It's a well-executed push down the ramp, and nobody's able to trade off those kills, so a complete slaughter, and back to Glocks for Ence.
You spoke about AWPing and how ZywOo has mostly gone towards the rifle over recent months and getting out-AWPed by Boomich. You look at the AWPing conversation on the other side of things, and it was Pimp that brought up the point of Hades kind of being removed from Ence originally because he never really showed up in the big games. He would go missing. And that was a problem. So they went for a mentally stronger, more confident AWPer in some Pius. But you have to remember, Hades is a young player, and he had his time in 9, and it feels like he has sort of gained confidence. And even in Katowice during the playoffs, he was their top performer, really looking very strong.
Yeah, the growth of Hades and between his 2 different stints in Ence has been very impressive, and he's come back onto this team, and he seems to be a pretty reliable force now, where maybe in the past he wasn't. He's had to go through a lot of growing pains and suffered a lot of tough losses to get there. But he is certainly a dangerous element, and he's one of the big reasons. If you go back to last week, just 2 weeks ago at Katowice, he was dropping 20-some frags on this team on Nuke against Vitality to bring him over the line. So that's going to be a player we look to in this series for Ence to really step up and provide impact when they're perhaps missing it. Good kills from ZywOo, and this round's all done.
ZywOo's had one hell of a start, 8-1, and round 3 is just finished. I mean, there is no secrets that if ZywOo shows up and brings a great level to this game, it can completely change the tides of this matchup.
And I think what's exciting about that too is I feel like over the past few months, like the attitude of ZywOo has changed. Like, we're never going to get like the loud ZywOo on like social media, bragging in interviews or anything like that. He's always going to come off humble, and he's going to let his game speak for itself. But you've seen him in a couple interviews sort of saying, yeah, I do have an ego, and yeah, I do want to peeking towards short. There's no one peeking down scaffolding. And those Tech-9s and Deagles had a lot of room to get close, so miscues in round 7 for the Vitality defense. And Ence has strung a couple together.
Apex spamming down through the ramp smoke, trying to connect onto Hades.
It takes the AWP away from ZywOo and puts it in the hand of Hades as well. Not enough money to rebuy that. Important round for Vitality. If they lose this moving forward, it's going to be a busted bye afterwards.
Yeah, Ence can start to shrink this gap between the two teams. And look at Spinks getting more aggressive, going to the edge of the map. But Glaive will win the duel, and the aggressive play up on top of the wood does not work out for Mezzi. But will the account for ZywOo to still be around here? 3 players committed B early on for Vitality, and it's an awkward fight for ZywOo. He doesn't pull it back, but Apex gets aggressive down the A ramp and is punished and pushed back by Hades. Kyler won that fight versus ZywOo, and it's all on Flames. Middle of the map, trying to figure out where the right pathway is. He goes back to the B bomb site. He'll leap off construction, catch Goofy with Ence in his hands. A second kill from Flames, and this chance for Ence is now shrunk into a 1v1 fight. And it's Hades, the player we mentioned mere moments ago, with a sniper in hand. Flames should know about his position based on that utility, but he doesn't trust it just yet. Eventually, we'll climb up construction and think about just sitting passively and letting Hades make the next move.
Molotov to delay the plant. Harass Hades a little bit. He's deep though.
Oh, Hades fake plants, expecting Flames to move aggressively. 20 seconds left.
Hades has gone to the AK-47 as well.
He wants to go rifle, close quarters combat. Now he has to go to that plant. He's sticking it this time. And his Flames moving out. He'll get that headshot. Bomb goes down, some extra cash, but that is going to sting for Ence. The fact that they were in a 3v1 and Flames is able to pick it up.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Finds the far player first and knows one's close up behind the smoke, spams him down, and then just outplays Hades in a 1v1. Beautiful stuff from Flames. And a good lead for Vitality. They avoid disaster, picks up the op for ZywOo.
Wow, what a
fault has been fine for us. Just keep, we don't need to pull off all these aggressive plays. Everyone just rein it in a little bit and focus. But this is a big-time clutch. And Flames is one of the players brought in last year that helped them really avoid, like, the collapse of the departure of so many solid players that Vitality went through last year and still maintained at the top. Part of the reason is a talent like Flames came in, and he's, much like Spinks before him, growing into his own and growing into a better player.
I mean, he was the surprise pickup right after the Paris Major win. They were placed through pre for Flames because he came out of OG, ran out his contract, and was a free signing for Vitality, and they are looking towards the future, trying to keep this team competitive for as long as possible. So far, that has paid off. Apex through the smoke. Hades, that's an unfortunate start to the round here. Nice shot from D-Hub back. Attempts the double. Couldn't quite get it.
Apex wanted a little bit more. Doubled up at the B bomb site. Vitality's reading this a little bit, that they've been so strong at the A bomb site that we're going to see Ence more and more challenge B. So they park Spinks back in the corner and show Mezzi's presence.
Glaive faking the run back. He stayed committed towards B for a moment longer. Like D-Hub's even starting to pull away now, so they're trying to fake away the B runaway. And then they're re-aggressing into the B bomb site. Spinks has not moved from quad. Mezzi plays at construction.
There's no Molotov as well for Ence. They can't clear Spinks out. He has a smoke just for the eventuality, but it's not going to be necessary. So his position is so strong.
Yeah, if they use smokes to smoke off the generators, maybe they can isolate the fight into a 1v1. So Mezzi realizes if he doesn't peek with Spinks, it becomes very difficult. And Spinks is dead at quad. Mezzi's held behind the E-box. And they're into the site here, Ence. They've done very well to somehow find a pathway to this B bomb site.
I can't believe Spinks went down that easy. Might have peeked a little bit earlier, might have thought they were further up, and oh, another peek comes in. D-Hub on top of the boxes, trades it off. Flames is exposed, the smoke clears, and ZywOo can get nothing done. Ence batter their way into the B bomb site, and they've got 3.
Yeah, great work. That's fantastic for Ence. Great calls, staying composed. Vitality the favorites today. Pistol round kicks off second half. Ence will show us what they've got in their defense. Pistol round could give them the opportunity to tie things up right away here. D-Hub. Oh, big shot. Flames knocked out instantly, and D-Hub spotted a few extra players running with him.
That was so casual.
Yeah.
That was so casual. Get out of my face.
Apex considering a boost. Oh, there we go, Apex. The knees getting a little bit sore in his old age. Eventually makes that jump up.
He does have smoke Molotov.
Flash play here for D-Hub. Apex is going to have to flash right in his face. He has to jump off. Fortunately for him, he had ZywOo to protect him.
That's a tough anti-flash position. Really good shot from ZywOo.
ZywOo upgrades Glock to P2000.
Seems like a downgrade to me.
Yeah, you could argue either way. Let's see what ZywOo can do with that P2000. It could unravel this round for Ence. They started it with the advantage thanks to D-Hub. ZywOo was the pistol god. And the start of this map, Apex goes in, just one. Kyler and Goofy staying in this fight for Ence. In fact, they've kept him ahead in the fight. Mezzi trying to duel out with the bomb site defense and not really coming out on top until that peek from Glaive overextends. Now ZywOo activates, clean headshot on the P2K, and it's just Kyler left. The pole stands alone, and Mezzi, what a shot, rips him off a headshot.
Man, those are some disgusting shots from Mezzi, and that was a busted strategy. They had to fight themselves out of that one. Good job from ZywOo being patient on short and finding his timing. Once Mezzi takes down one player, that short player has to consider both angles, and ZywOo takes complete advantage.
Ooh, it's just so nice for Mezzi, and this shot looks so casual, so clean for ZywOo. A 5v4 deficit, or rather 4v5, I should phrase.
And also just the economic viability is crazy. It's a lot of bang for buck.
Oh, Vitality have thrown their bucks together and got themselves Tech 9s and Deagles. They've thrown everything into the mix. A force buy of their own. Let the war begin. Diha sends the grenade down the ramp. Peeks as the smoke is blown open. He's going to sprinkle some damage evenly across the board here, but Glaive needs to be careful. He's run out of ammo, and he's overrun. ZywOo gets his revenge in the follow-up round, this time with a Tech 9.
Glaive really kind of got sold down the river by Diha just spamming that complete magazine into the smoke. Vitality heard him run out of bullets and was like, now's the time, and it's a perfect one-for-one trade.
Ooh, Spinks with the Tech 9 VPs here. Kylo's going to be in a tough spot, but able to react in time, gets his crosshair down on Spinks. Oh, Vitality know there's an aggressive B player, and they're going to face him. They're going to fight him. How does Kyler handle this?
It's because if he's aggressive, and if he's aggressive, you imagine the defense has kind of shifted away from this bomb site. Kyler's caught in the worst possible spot. Now they have to hustle to get in. Yeah. It's going to be Goofy on the initial defense.
He missed the initial timing. He would have had all the info early, and that rotation could have been faster. But because that doesn't happen, ZywOo gets deep into the bomb site, but he loses the duel against Goofy, and it's just Mezzi. The bomb goes down. At least that is secured. But a 1v3 ahead of him. Merriman needs a massive clutch. Send the smoke out back of the generator. Ooh, close to taking down the low HP of Goofy, but now that hasn't gone his way. The chances dwindle further and further. Mezzi, oh, big shot on the Deag, and just one left. Mezzi, this could be magical for Merriman. Deagle looking to bring Goofy down, and what a clutch! That is ridiculous from Mezzi.
And look at what it means to him. It's got Apex on his feet, hyping the boys up. That's 2 1v3s in this map for Vitality. Surely you don't lose after that. Flames in the first half, and this one's Mezzi. And it's even more difficult running out of bullets in the AK. A brilliant shot with the Deagle, and just finding cover.
He had low HP the whole time, and he just has
left out of their control.
Apex, this time a bit more sort of up ramp instead of wedding. He's taking some control. Molotov at the ready for Diha, but look at this. The peek from Apex, immediately starting the fight, and ZywOo's there with him. It's quick from Vitality. They pounce on Glaive, and now Diha has to feel the pressure. He's got to know that they're about to round this corner and come crashing down upon this A bomb site. Hades yet to do anything in this map. Steps up with an important kill on Apex, and there's needed more. They need a lot more. And Diha attempts to get a double, but just couldn't get out of that spot. Hades swings in and dies to the hand of Spinks. It's crumbled here for Ence. Vertigo will not be their map. Vitality up to map point, just like that.
That's a lot of respect given over to Vitality that they take advantage of. That opening kill onto Glaive, and they're stepped in front of the counter Molotov as well, and that's a long time in the round, over a minute on the clock when they're already challenging into the A bomb site. That's a really tough defense to pull off. That got busted open by Vitality's boldness of walking in quietly.
Yeah, it's a great call from Apex.
You can't go for this. You actually need this M4 more than anything. You need to have one rifle in the next round. He's got no kit.
Yeah, how is he gonna get away? Smoke could provide him some cover, but he's sticking around here. Getting away is going to be very difficult now for Kylar.
If he stays here long enough, I mean, you could see Flames kind of creeping up. He's going to try and hunt down this weapon because he knows how valuable it is. Oh, perfect flashbang. And yeah, Kyler just stayed in the danger point way too much.
So no rifles in the next round. None at all. So that's Ence looking almost down and out at this point on Vertigo. And it was always a story with this 9 core. Vertigo was the map they could go toe-to-toe with the Titans of Counter-Strike on. They could bring them down on Vertigo, and then it would come to the rest of the series to see whether or not they'd be able to get the job done. Often they wouldn't. Sometimes they would. But now without Vertigo going under the belt of this Ence squad, moving into the rest of the series, Vitality today just looking far superior. And it isn't one of those huge ZywOo step-ups either, right? You've had a clutch from Mezzi, big pistol round from ZywOo. But this is more of a team effort across the board from Vitality.
Yeah, I think the clutches are really the ones that kind of break it for me. That Mezzi clutch.
And Flames?
Yeah, and Flames in the first half, but especially the Mezzi one, because that was a world in which Ence, like, you know, that's round 3 of this second half. You know, and that's where they really establish that they have control of the money, that they have the rifles while Vitality drops onto pistols. That one was just backbreaking. It's prevented them from fighting for this entire second half.
Well, this could be the last round of Vertigo between Vitality and Ence. Vitality will be one map win away from Copenhagen and the Major. Ence do have a rifle somehow out of all of that, so Diha's the man to pick it up.
Yeah, well, I think Glaive would have liked to have had an extra weapon of some kind passed over by Kyler. I think they spotted him as well, spamming down the position. Maybe just a guess.
Kylar is sticking around inside the smoke, trying to be a little crazy with it. Oh, will he be able to get out of his... no, he won't. The aggression does not really pay off. He gets 1 kill and traded effectively by Vitality.
And Goofy never expects that fight because he's still got Kyler down there. He expects Kyler to be able to stop that kind of a play. And look at the weakness in the defense this has caused that ZywOo's currently taking advantage of. Everyone shifts over towards middle in the B bomb site. They know they force rotations by getting 2 kills there. And ZywOo's just like, I'm going to trot into the A bomb site.
Oh, big headshot. Hades down and out. Apex supplies pressure at B simultaneously. Now they've got options and they select A.
Yeah, and Ence is completely out of position, far away, and once again, no kits. You have a smoke on Glaive. He was going for a flank initially, gonna come back and join up with Diha, but this is gonna be desperate. This is gonna be very difficult. No easy kills to find either. Nade likely to go to sandbags, but nobody's home.
Diha and Glaive send their final attempt to Vertigo into the bomb site. Flash sent up for Diha to be blinded. He's held back at headshot. Tap on the defuse. Instant kill from ZywOo. Greatest players of all time, and ZywOo standing beside you. He's attended 6 majors, 1-1. Obviously, what you want to, as an in-game leader, realize while you've got the best player in the world on your team, go and win as many championships as you can. And Vitality have a great option now to go through, a great opportunity to see Copenhagen. CT side start for Ence.
And Papa ZywOo's leading the way with the P250 Asimov. It looks beautiful. And the shining light of the nuclear silo. Flashes in utility outside, now comes the swing. Gonna bait those Glocks just a little bit to try and get a clean look over towards Glaive. And look at the pressure they're putting outside. A couple cross the secret, but a couple push forward to heaven.
Climbing up is Flames. He's already halfway up there, man. He's ready to go. Oh, he's ready to strike.
They forced the rotation down vents. They've thinned out this defense. They know Goofy's tucked into the corner. Ooh! Yeah, Kyler, excuse me. ZywOo can't find the angle through the smoke.
Flames needs to be careful. Goofy goes for a little peek out heaven. Hasn't detected Flames fully. He doesn't want to round that corner yet. Spinks is making his way through ramp room. They're not spotting any Ence players. They've actually almost traded out map control. And Diha's down on B, just watching, making sure Vitality players can't charge into the lower bomb site. Vitality are wondering, where are Ence? Where have they gone? And now they've detected Diha.
This round might actually be a little complicated for Vitality because they haven't encountered any resistance, but not any longer. There's the good find, and there's the better spin.
That's sick for Spinks to turn back and get that headshot. You thought the flank would maybe set up Ence for another kill, but Flames is just shutting them down, keeping them at hell, not letting them go. And Vitality with a flawless pistol round.
What a weird round. I think Ence never felt like they were in a good position to challenge any of those moves. Like, I think the pressure of crossing over to Secret forced a rotation downstairs. It forced a little bit of a lobby crunch when they lost control of outside, but never once did Ence say, this is where we make our stand, this is where we make our fight. So Vitality's able to get down Secret, able to push outside towards lockers, able to push in towards ramp room. They're able to gain space everywhere on the map they ventured.
Now it's a full eco for Ence. We spoke about many times about Vertigo, how Ence like to go for the force buys. I think they realized the constant force buy was probably one of the issues that didn't allow them to get buys out. So they want to get gun rounds as much as possible here on the CT side.
I wonder if, I mean, I doubt he actually did, but it's funny to imagine the idea of Hades going outside after map 1 and being like, hey guys, can I get the op on the CT side, please? Like, yeah, I'd like to play with an AWP once this series.
Yeah, that'd be real nice. And that does mean that this round should be comfortable for Vitality. A 2-0 lead will be established. And the force buy, I'm kind of happy that we don't have any force buy wars here, Jason. You know, they're fun to a certain extent, but you want to see when it gets to crunch time, you want to see some gun round on gun round action. That's the best face that Ence can present.
Yeah, and Ence just going to kind of tuck their tails and try and get some exit kills on the evacuation from the lower bomb site. ZywOo's hunting it down a little bit, though, seeing nothing. How far does he want to go? Very cautious, which means these unarmored USPs have gotten away to the outer yard.
Oh, good headshot through the vent. Apex makes it look nice and easy.
Oh, another one.
Holds down the Galil, makes it look real nice. That's all cleaned up. We'll get the gun round out for Ence. It's not the only matchup currently on right now. We also have OG Gamer Legion. That looks like a bit of a barn burner. That's over on the secondary stream.
Oh boy, Snack's trying to get back to the majors.
That'd be real nice. Missed out on the Spodek in Katowice, but getting to the major, ooh, that would be really exciting.
Yeah.
Gamer Legion, obviously the major finalists last time, played Vitality.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Those were wild days.
It was a crazy time to think back on.
2-0, and no op quite yet for Hades. Not the money. No kills yet on the side of Ence. And 2 rounds of play.
Hades close right. Oh, God, he recovers. I thought that was going to be a disastrous start for Hades. It still could go that way, but you know, at least dish out a bit more damage. Very committed. And Messi gets the second kill through the smoke on Kylar. Overextends out of main. And Vitality have the player advantage at the start of this gun round.
And they just disappear. And so once again, there's going to be a decision for Ence to make. You show presence outside, 3-4 players spotted, and then you just back off. And all throughout that chaos, there is the potential and possibility that they could have crossed a secret and been downstairs. So Ence have to kind of consider that fact as well. And also they have to contend with the fact that there could be a wrap outside.
Yeah, Glaive isn't comfortable just sitting back on ramp, so he's getting a little bit more aggressive. Pushing out through the vending machine room. And if he's quick about this, he might even be able to deploy a flank to the back of Hut. It's the upper bus coming in for Vitality to try and close out this round. Goofy dies on defense. Diha's just staying at Heaven. Utility comes in and swarms him. Glaive is now just sitting in Hut passively.
Yeah, I think unfortunately both of these players from Ence, like one has to have success for the other one to activate.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get over Heaven.
2v4 is always going to be impossible, so I think they're just going to call this round off. Glaive might go for some exit kills, going to try and find an escape route, but he's found by Flames. He's putting together a very good series, and D has the last left, and they know exactly where he's at. So 3-0 start for Vitality on the T side of Nuke.
Having a look for Diha now. Flames is, ooh, looked away at the wrong time. That kill should confirm that Diha can stay alive. But that's not the start to the gun round they would have hoped for. Ence sent Hades out aggressive, trying to be disruptive towards the red box. He gets caught with a flashbang. Honestly, looked like Hades is going to go down without a single kill. I think he recovers quite well to get 1.5. And Diha just about survives on 2 HP. Damn, that's close. You've seen Diha just a few weeks ago, very emotional. Made one of the sort of goals of his Counter-Strike career, getting into the Spodek to play in front of the home crowd.
I imagine it'd have to be one of the goals of any young Polish player, especially, you know, in the early days watching Virtus Pro and the old Polish legends.
He said he was queuing up to get tickets to watch them.
Yeah, he's standing in line in that cold Polish air.
Yeah, and obviously that team winning a major a decade ago is now the new goal, is to try and get to that major. He has been to it a few times.
Good timing as well. Polish team's making a bit of a resurgence.
Definitely is.
Seeing more and more players starting to flex a little bit within the realm of professional Counter-Strike. Wall of smokes outside. Apex causing a little chaos, having some presence, but not committing to cross towards secret quite yet. The only M4 available on Ence is outside. Not for long. ZywOo takes that away. Just tapping away. And Diha's gone.
Yeah, Kylar is going to be chilling with a boosted spot. That's the best opportunity to get something done with a pistol. But ZywOo is starting to activate. Now, we didn't say that ZywOo had one of the super carry performances. He wasn't the player that won many clutches. In fact, he won the one clutch he was lost the clutch he was involved in against Glaive, if you remember. But he was still the top performer. And those kind of numbers are, you can't mess with ZywOo. No, he's just great.
That is just the ZywOo thing, is like, all the other ones are getting like the flashy plays, and he's just getting his like standard double kill here and there, 1 or 2 here and
triple
there.
Kill in the pistol, makes it look simple.
You look at the scoreboard towards the end of the game, and you're like, oh, he's at the top. Cool.
Yeah, so okay. Didn't see that happening, but I suppose it all adds up. It's quite fantastic to watch ZywOo on the server. Finished map 1, 22 and 10. Goofy, 7. Leashes onto Apex, but it's traded by Flames, and ZywOo considers secret. Kylar now left, descended from his boost in the ramp room. No one came to check him. No one came to say hello. So he comes to the party himself, and he is not welcome. Get the money back here for Ence.
Should have that AWP out now for Hades. You would imagine.
Yeah, you want to see that.
And I think they're going to need it. I mean, it's only been 3 rounds fair play, and obviously a couple of those have been against lower buys and pissed around. But Vitality look very, very calm and very sure of themselves. Excuse me, 4 rounds. Low HP gets picked off on the pathway, and ZywOo tries to make from it what he can. 6-3, Ence is starting to stabilize a little bit. They're going to get tested again towards ramp room. This time it's Mezzi, but there's 2 players here.
Oh,
2 players gone! 2 players there, 2 of them dead. And Mezzi's opened up the route to the lower bomb site.
That is ridiculous from Mezzi again. So snappy. Beautiful to watch. It's brutal for Ence to have to stomach. That first shot on Glaive is nice. It's difficult to land at, but the flick back to hell, my God.
And think of the stylistic switch that we've seen out of Vitality in these past few rounds as well, where previously it was the smoke wall with presence and aggressiveness to pull rotation away. Now they've gone into set up Spinks for a flash play into the upper bomb site, basically a ramp rush with Mezzi leading the way, just go look for a fight. They're really kind of catching Ence off guard in these past few rounds, or trying to catch them off guard and trying to make them feel uncomfortable. Flame's going to take an extra gun out of the hands of Ence down the stretch, but now it's the AWP of Hades they have to contend with.
I mean, this is the biggest fight of the round, really. It's whether or not Hades can save his AWP. And dude, it can be picked up by Kylar, but the hunt is on, and Kylar hasn't picked it up yet. Oh, it's so tough. The AWP is gone, and Kylar, he might fall as well right at the end here. Oh, just about gets into the next round, but the AWP is sunk.
And think about all this conversation we've had about Hades and you know, his impact he had in Katowice in this series, especially on Nuke. He's had the AWP, what, twice now, a scout once. And I haven't even seen a chance for him to really have impact with it. It's almost like the Vitality is just have such a good read of the economy. It's like whenever Hades has the AWP, let's go elsewhere. Let's make that AWP move. Let's not attack into it.
I can't believe Mezzi hits those shots as a player that walks forward with mouse click 1. Incredible. ZywOo out towards top. Hot. It's one opportunity, but no kill for ZywOo. He's traded by Goofy. Gets a double on that initial Ence defense. And the bomb hasn't gone down. In fact, they don't have it in their hands, and Spinks is worried about a ramp flank, so he's gone back to watch that and make sure that if Hades keeps pushing, Spinks is composed enough to stop him. But Hades is not going to be walking into the pathway of Spinks in this moment. Mezzi dies to the Molotov, but eventually Hades has to try and join his teammates, and in doing so allows Spinks to draw the numbers even. Molotov towards heaven. It's going to put pressure on Glaive. Actually, it missed. It completely missed. So Glaive is still allowed to stick around, but only for a second, as Apex takes him off the top, and then the spam on D-Hot takes him out of this round. He has to run all the way back towards T-Spawn to save this M4, and it's Vitality that are up to 8 rounds as we head into the last round of the half.
Vitality's just brute forcing these rounds. This one outsqueaked, or even tanking damage from a Molotov and losing an initial engagement.
Oh my God.
And Apex is so ruthless.
Yeah, nothing saved for D-Hot. The money's in the bin here for Ence.
This feels like a statement game from Vitality. Like, you might have thought you were on our level, but it ain't true. And we're here to remind you of that fact.
Yeah, getting rid of their bogey team that sticks around, that gives them a difficult matchup every time. Not going to say they fully figured out the equation of Vertigo. Like you said, some clutches definitely decided that, and there was moments of weakness on the CT side, but they got the job done there, 13-6. And now looking to head to the Major with a big statement victory on Nuke. This is a Vitality that looks so disappointing in Katowice, but that result might actually have been the kick out the ass they need.
Well, remember too, all the top teams talk about it, especially going into major cycles. It's all about finding ways to peak at the right time. It's making sure you're playing your best Counter-Strike at the perfect moment. Apex ain't gonna let anything slip away. Him and ZywOo just clear out Glaive. Nice tricky position. Dia slides into a new one, but they seem very on top of things, and Apex has another.
I gotta get the workout routine of Apex. Ever since he started going for runs, man, he's been just fragging out.
Well, I think you have it. Just go for a run,
Go for a run. He does actually publicly post them as well, so.
Lace up the shoes.
Yeah, maybe I'll go do that.
I think he tried to get me to run like a half marathon with him in Malta or something during a pro, and I was like, nah.
Damn, you wanted to run the whole island of Malta? That's
like,
pretty sick.
I'm good, baby.
That's, yeah, that'll be one for you. And Goofy coming back in with a couple. Damn, he's actually opened this round up completely for Ence. A 3v3, now 1v2, as Flames is left in the clutch again. It's Hades and Kylar on the other side of things, and they stay together Oh, they'll remember the sting of a Flames clutch from Verdio, but information gathered. Flames will send them all in. Kylar can't afford for that to spread to him.
Lord.
Oh my goodness, a pixel of Sanctuary. He stays alive somehow, protected, as Flames slips through the squeaky doorway.
Does he want to go downstairs? Nope, he considered it for a moment.
Oh, this is going to be such a tough round for Flames to win now. The Heaven Peak of Hades is the first maneuver, but he backs into lobby. He's got to deal with Kylar. Oh, and the MP9 close quarters. That's exactly where you want that weapon. Damn, that round recovered for Ence, and an A4 half picked up off the back of it.
Yeah, well, if that Molotov spreads an extra half-inch, he set himself up nicely for another 1v3. 8-4 for Vitality. A beautiful, beautiful T-side of Nuke sets him up for a 2-0 win in this series. We'll see what Ence can bring to the table as they switch to the offensive half.
Yeah, it's that Israeli duo of Spinks and Flames leading the charge for Vitality. It isn't the huge statement performance from Hades you wanted in the CT half. Didn't get his hands on the AWP as much as he would have liked, and when he did have it, he was locked out of the rounds.
Yeah, but Vitality broke them down on a team level that really made it difficult for any individual to have any significant impacts. Goofy ends the half with 10 kills.
A4, we've seen many comebacks from this exact scoreline on Nuke. We know it can be enough.
It's the nature of the 8-4, I think. Like those four were those were so hard for Ence to get.
One of them was a forced buy or a half buy win, right, with pistols.
Vitality had so many different theories and philosophies and approaches that they busted out on this T side that I can't imagine a world in which they let this CT side slip away.
Ence will begin their attack with Diha outside. Flash is going to set up an easy kill surely on Apex. It should have been easy, but the Flash caught everybody. Oh my goodness, everybody's blind. And Apex gets away with a double kill until he's finally penetrated by Goofy. Kylar stands in the middle of the bomb site. Now it's just Goofy alone. Vitality stomp all over them. And that first awkward engagement for Ence ruins the pistol.
That's just an unforced error of turning that corner as the flashbang comes out. And that's a flashbang and that's a pistol run that you surely would have theory crafted before the matches began today, where you would have seen where it pops, and they were a little too eager turning this corner. And yeah, even though it blinds one, Diha getting blind as well. I think Glaive turned the corner without even really clearing that angle as well. A couple miscues just building upon each other.
We know Ence can win force buys. They've got another one here. Tech 9s and a Mac 10. It's not the classic force buy with a bomb plant. It's the weaker version.
Flames with no utility is going to drop quick on this if he sees anyone.
Yeah, let's be very ready. Flames is going to run down. Doesn't want to get caught and overrun by pistols, but they're still going for it. They're going fast. And Flames knows he just needs 1 or 2 kills here, and he doesn't get a single frag. Important that Mezzi stepped up to keep the numbers even here, but a bomb plant for Ence will surely come in a moment. Smoke out stops Apex from feeling good about this. Door will open towards him. He slips out with it. He's actually standing inside of that smoke, and the bomb plant has not gone down yet. The attempt isn't there. The rotation's in, but the Tech 9s are stepping up, and Apex must do the same. How has he got back to that? Apex on the triple, ripping apart Ence, and Glaive with a 1v2 ahead of him. He's seen what the in-game leader on the other side of things can do. Now it's his turn.
Not like this.
Apex slips away.
Apex just ripped their hearts out.
Like a stealthy panther, disappears. Unleashes carnage through the smokes. Unravels the entire round for Ence.
Vitality don't know where he's gone, though. They realize he could have disappeared back up the ramp, and he could be going to the upper bomb site, so they have to consider that eventuality at this point. Sticking together, though, but moving themselves further away from the lower bomb site, so Glaive actually has room to get a plant. There's at least that if you're Ence.
He has a better weapon, too, available on the ground. He can get an M4 eventually, but it's all about planting the bomb now for Glaive. He'll put it down, and they now realize, okay, it's the B play. Glaive doesn't get that M4, has to stick with the Mac 10. Close quarters fight against Spinks, but it doesn't matter. Glaive can't win it, and Apex, what the hell was that?
It's really smart. I think he opens it at a perfect timing where the door opening didn't actually get heard by Ence. They're aware of the possibility, but he waits for that second smoke to plume to make his play. He hears the planter drop a smoke to hide in to plant the bomb, and he realizes that's a second layer of cover that he's got to slide over towards Silo.
Yeah.
Really intelligent, and then obviously...
eliminated, of course. This is the 2-1 record game, and started the competition with a 13-0 loss against the side of Spirit. And they went on to play Guild Eagles. They got to win there. They got to win over Gamer Legion. Two teams more around their level, you would say. And now they would have to, again, overperform to take down a team like Vitality. And they just don't have that in them today. So map point surely going to be reached for Vitality. Glaive hops out through Squeaky, gets in behind the vent, but that is communicated, and Mezzi spams him down through it.
Nice and easy. No one else committed either. Wall of smokes just plumes outside. Flames comfortable over in ramp room with an AK-47, wants to get a deep angle. Oh, but nope, Kyler rips his face clean off.
Yeah, he's got a few Ds in him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Diha's turn. Spinks covers that off, and Apex, he's already rotated down. He's cleaned them up on this lower bomb site multiple times. It's just the one, but a lot of damage on the remaining two players, which should make it easier for Vitality to eventually close this. Dawn will swing open towards double, and it's Zywoo, of course it is, to clean them up. It's map and series point for Vitality, and it's more importantly, qualification point for the Copenhagen Major.
The defending major champions gonna get a chance to defend that trophy in Copenhagen. A little bit of a hiccup yesterday, but they're making up for it today. And again, kind of a statement run through this going 3-1. Certainly a statement here against Ence after suffering that loss to them just 17 days ago. But the beatdown in this series, 2-0. This is looking a very emphatic one on Nuke. Vertigo had a couple sketchy rounds, but overall, sending a message to Ence that they aren't ready. And it feels like Ence will have received that message.
Yeah, message received, understood, and accepted. Kylar dead to the hand of Spinks. Felt like a fair fight until Spinks decides to shoot. Zywoo with one outside. Good trade off the top. Remember, Apex was last spotted towards Secret in the previous round, doing the same move. He's there again. Can't be too comfortable for Apex.
Apex is a big fan of the Secret play right out of the gate.
Especially when you got Zywoo outside.
Sure.
Spinks, his turn, Shadow helps him, bomb is dropped, and now 2 kills away from confirming their spot in Copenhagen, but Goofy and Diha don't want to let it go that easily. So Mezzi steps out, just Goofy. He'll collect that bomb. But Mezzi will collect a chance, he's down again.